Yeah, but watch this. I think Usyk loses this fight in Egypt.
Oh, shut up, Derek. You know you don't. You're just saying it to get a reaction.
I'm telling you.
You think Usyk...
Friend, Derek Chisora, they speak to him yesterday. You know his prediction?
No.
He said Rico will win. Derek gone crazy.
Derek, you crazy. You are crazy. You know, bro, this is only word. Words. Blah, 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 blah. A lot of people only words.
Why you think he's saying this? Crazy.
Because it's TV, it's internet. When people say true, a lot of people, oh no, it's bad. But when people say dirty, брехня, lime, a lot of people, wow, maybe it's a good. Just words.
Oleksandr Usyk could not stop laughing after Derek Chisora seriously backed Rico Verhoeven to beat him. Even Usyk looked stunned by the prediction. Derek Chisora has made some wild calls before, but this one might be his craziest yet. Usyk clearly believes Rico is stepping into deep waters.
You think Usyk...
What? In what universe?
Yeah, but you picked Dillian White to beat... You put your house on Dillian White to beat Tyson Fury, didn't you? Back in the day.
Hold on.
Another bet you didn't pay.
That's what I'm saying. You got your own choices. Yeah.
You're just saying it to get a rise.
I'm not trying to get a rise, I'm telling you.
So you think...
Listen, this guy...
You're going to back it... So Verhoeven would beat you then, right?
Mate, yeah, maybe so. But I'm telling you, he might beat you, he's going to beat Usyk.
Oleksandr Usyk appeared completely relaxed after Derek Chisora backed Rico Verhoeven to beat him. Instead of getting emotional, Usyk spoke about faith and staying fearless under pressure. That calm mentality is exactly why so many fans believe Rico Verhoeven may have badly underestimated the undisputed heavyweight champion.
I see on your sleeve Isaiah 41:10. Explain to me. I read this verse, very powerful. Why you choose this verse?
Because God say, if you can with me, you can every time. You know, it's possible only when you coming.
After Oleksandr Usyk laughed off the prediction, Derek Chisora once again backed him against almost every heavyweight out there. But strangely, Derek Chisora still believes Rico Verhoeven could somehow crack the code. Even while praising Usyk's movement and boxing IQ, Derek Chisora kept pushing this shocking upset prediction.
You then, right?
Mate, yeah, maybe so. But I'm telling you, he might beat you, he's going to beat Usyk.
Really?
Yeah.
How does he do that?
Just hit the guy.
Yeah, no, but it's not that easy, as you know.
I'm not going to allow you to railroad this because I know you don't believe that. Right? Is there a more difficult
Don't
fight?
have a word on it.
Well, you never pay him, so what's the point? Is there a more difficult fight for Usyk? If we are moving on from Verhoeven and we're looking at Caballero, and I keep on about Caballero because I like to see these guys getting opportunities, and you're right to bring up Dillian White. It was not right that he didn't get his shot for 2 years. But looking at the landscape for Usyk, is Caballero the most difficult opponent out there for him? Are we
No,
in the area?
He's not.
So who is them?
Everybody is easy for Usyk out there because the way they train and the way they box, you see, we are gone.
You weren't easy for him, though, were you?
Because
you fought Usyk, you weren't easy for him.
I was not easy because I didn't have a game plan.
Right. But you
didn't
did,
have a plan.
just to maul him and lean all over
I
him.
just like...
But don't you think Caballero's that guy as well, where he works on work rate? He's like he's relentless in his attacks. That's the sort of guy you need to be.
But he don't look at it. If you look at Caballero's fights, yeah, he has to get to you to hurt you. Usyk will not allow that. Usyk moves every time. Yeah. Every time he chucks a punch, he's moving.
Peter Fury made it clear that Rico Verhoeven is taking this fight very seriously and has prepared like a man chasing history. But there is a massive difference between looking impressive in camp and standing across from Oleksandr Usyk on fight night. Usyk has already beaten elite champions, giants, and knockout artists. Rico Verhoeven may shock a few rounds early, but surviving Usyk's pace, movement, and pressure for an entire fight is a completely different story.
Well, we'll see Saturday night, but he is a special individual. He's an incredible athlete as well. And he's put such a camp in. This has been a 6-month training camp. So, you know, we want him to do as best as possible, obviously. And whatever the outcome is, it is. But there's one thing for sure, he's ready, he's going to put his best foot forward. And I think he's going to surprise a few people as well, onlookers, because this is an incredible athlete and he's definitely very impressed me.
Oleksandr Usyk then delivered a message that perfectly explains why he has stayed undefeated for so long. While many fighters rely on hype and emotion, Usyk believes only discipline matters. That mindset is exactly why Chisora's prediction sounded so crazy to many fans. Rico Verhoeven might have power and confidence, but Usyk has built his entire career on consistency, sacrifice, and mental strength. That is what separates great fighters from legendary champions.
I said about this, I don't have motivation, only discipline. Motivation, it's emotion, yeah? Today you have emotion, you go training. Tomorrow not, you have discipline and you work. Work.
Rico Verhoeven believes his unfamiliar style could create serious problems for Oleksandr Usyk, and that confidence is clearly growing. But boxing fans have heard this story before. Many fighters claimed they would bring something different to Usyk, yet all of them eventually got figured out. Oleksandr Usyk adapts faster than almost anyone in the sport. The longer the fight goes, the more dangerous he becomes. That is exactly why so many people are doubting Rico Verhoeven's chances despite the hype.
Eddie Hearn says your unorthodox style poses probably the biggest problem for Oleksandr Usyk.
What I believe I'll bring is something that he hasn't seen before. I think that's the biggest advantage because he's a boxer. He's been boxing his whole life, and
Tony Bellew kept it completely honest and admitted Rico Verhoeven would be dangerous in kickboxing. But boxing is Oleksandr Usyk's world. Bellew also pointed out something very important. Once Usyk downloads your rhythm and timing, the fight usually starts slipping away from you. Rico Verhoeven may have awkward movement early, but over 12 rounds Usyk's experience and ring IQ could become overwhelming. That is why many believe this fight only gets harder for Rico as time passes.
With him, if this was a kickboxing match, I'm trying to tell you, Alexander's in an awful lot of trouble. Do not take a kick off him. Thankfully for Oleksandr Usyk, this is a boxing match. And I think once them first 3 or 4 rounds pass, and that awkwardness and stance and style Oleksandr Usyk figures out, I think Rico could be in for a hard night's work.
I mean, someone saying it could change boxing forever if he wins, Rico. How does Rico go about trying to solve that puzzle of Usyk?
Be the greatest shock boxing's ever seen. If Rico Verhoeven is to defeat Oleksandr Usyk, it will be the greatest victory in boxing history.
yeah, for me it was like, why not accept the challenge? It is, like you said, he's considered arguably like one of the best boxers to ever do it. So what an honor and what an opportunity I have. I've conquered everything within the sport of kickboxing, and now getting the opportunity to do it within the sport of boxing, I love it. Like, never get comfortable.
Oleksandr Usyk sounded completely unfazed when asked about Rico Verhoeven's kickboxing background. To Usyk, this is simply another opponent and another tactical challenge to solve. That calm confidence says a lot. While Chisora keeps predicting chaos, Usyk is treating the fight like business as usual. And that mentality could become a huge problem for Rico Verhoeven, because once Usyk stays relaxed and focused, he becomes one of the most difficult fighters in boxing history to beat.
It's one more my opponents.
But even obviously he's coming from a different discipline. Is there not a different approach there, a tactic difference?
Yes,
because
just a tactic, just the training. It's enough.
Rico Verhoeven sounded extremely confident and focused ahead of the biggest boxing challenge of his life. The kickboxing champion made it clear that outside opinions are not affecting his mindset at all. But confidence alone may not be enough against someone like Oleksandr Usyk. Many elite heavyweights walked into the ring believing in themselves and still got completely outclassed once Usyk started controlling the pace, movement, and angles of the fight.
See what it says? World champion.
It's so important to keep your mental health
in the right place. And for me, the gym is such an important part of that, because it's the time that you're investing in you. And who else is gonna invest in you around you or in the world or whatever? That's you. You gotta invest in you and work on yourself. So that's why other people's opinions and what they think and what they say, like, I couldn't care less.
Max Kellerman completely shut down the Rico Verhoeven hype, and honestly, many boxing fans agree with him. At 39 years old, Oleksandr Usyk still looks sharper, faster, and more disciplined than almost every heavyweight in the sport. That is what makes Derek Chisora's prediction look even crazier now. Usyk is not slowing down physically or mentally. In fact, many believe he is entering this fight stronger than ever. Rico Verhoeven may be a legendary kickboxer, but stepping into a boxing ring against a fully locked-in Oleksandr Usyk is a completely different level of danger.
No, Usyk's 39. I feel like he's at the top of his game.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any slippage at all. I feel like he's, and if you see the photos, it looks like Usyk put on a lot of muscle. I mean, this guy looks like a tank right now.
It's true.
Rico don't got a shot.
No shot.
Front, man. He ain't got no shot. It's ridiculous.
But what do you think? Is Usyk? Do you see Usyk as vulnerable?
Nah. Usyk, man, I feel like he's at his best right now. To be honest with you, it's just he's different. He's different. He takes care of himself. He preps himself properly. He's a different guy, man.
Here's the other thing, Shady. Mike Tyson was a much bigger sensation in his day than Usyk is in his day.
Yes.
Mike Tyson was much more feared and considered a more unbeatable heavyweight champion. He was in his mid-20s when he got upset by Douglas. Usyk's nearly 40. He's never captured the imagination of the public. He doesn't look invincible. And yet, if you said who would win, Usyk at his best or Tyson at his best, Tyson ain't beating Usyk.
I don't think so.
I don't even think Tyson.
Rico Verhoeven admitted that this fight feels historic, and you can clearly hear the excitement in his voice. The Dutch star understands just how massive this opportunity really is. But there is also a feeling that Rico Verhoeven is viewing this moment as an event while Oleksandr Usyk is viewing it as war. That difference matters. Usyk has spent years carrying pressure at the very highest level against elite world champions. Rico Verhoeven is entering unfamiliar territory against a fighter many already consider one of the greatest technical heavyweights of all time. Excitement is important, but experience at this level matters far more.
Yeah, but watch this. I think Usyk loses this fight in Egypt.
Oh, shut up, Derek. You know you don't. You're just saying it to get a reaction.
I'm telling you.
You think Usyk...
Wade Plemines did not hold back at all and questioned why Oleksandr Usyk is even taking this fight in the first place. He compared it to Francis Ngannou versus Tyson Fury, but also explained why this situation feels completely different. Tyson Fury came into that fight looking vulnerable and unfocused. Oleksandr Usyk does not fight like that. Usyk is disciplined, technical, and mentally switched on every single round. That is why many fans believe Rico Verhoeven could struggle badly once the reality of elite-level boxing sets in. Derek Chisora may believe an upset is coming, but most analysts still see Usyk as levels above Rico Verhoeven inside a boxing ring.
This is not a fight I am a massive fan of, and now that I'm free, now that I can kind of, be more open about my opinions on this fight, I fucking hate this fight. I can't stand it. I understand the circus nature of it in terms of like big name kickboxer, one of the best of all time, if not the best of all time, coming in to fight an all-time great in the boxing space in his sport. We saw it with Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury. The only difference there was, I think, more fans of Francis Ngannou, more of a what-if factor because of his punching power and because Fury was 550 pounds in that fight. Accurate, not even exaggerating. We got a masterpiece in terms of what Francis did to the current heavyweight champion of the world. Now, this is a little different because Oleksandr Usyk is a massively different operator than Tyson Fury. He is a far better technical boxer than anyone at heavyweight, and he isn't really susceptible to one-punch KO power the same way Fury is when he comes in out of shape and blubbery. Now, is there the off chance that Rico catches Oleksandr Usyk? Yeah, sure. I understand. It's a fight. Anything can happen. But why is the WBC heavyweight champion of the world, not just taking a recess from fighting the biggest and best boxers on the planet when he is the sitting champion, but also putting his title on the line to fight a kickboxer with one professional boxing match in his career. That's the big part that really...
Liam Goff strongly criticizes the entire matchup and calls it a gimmick fight, questioning the legitimacy of Rico Verhoeven stepping straight into a world title level opportunity. From his perspective, Oleksandr Usyk is risking too much against someone with very limited boxing experience. But supporters of Usyk argue this is exactly what makes him special. He is not avoiding challenges, he is embracing them. And when Usyk takes fights like this, it usually ends with him proving why he is considered the most complete heavyweight in modern boxing.
This is a joke. This is nothing but a gimmick fight, and it's even more shameless considering the fact, one, it's on pay-per-view, and two, it's for the WBC Heavyweight Championship of the world. Does Rico Verhoeven, with his one win over a decade ago against the guy who was 0-5, deserve a world title shot? Answers on a postcard. Can you play the recorder? No. That's the answer. This is shocking. Shocking stuff from Oleksandr Usyk. This is Oleksandr Usyk picking money over legacy.
Simon Jordan suggests there is more strategy behind this fight than people realize. He believes Oleksandr Usyk would not agree to something this big without a clear reason or motivation. That adds another layer of intrigue to the whole situation. While Chisora focuses on predictions and bold claims, Usyk seems focused on legacy and opportunity. If Usyk is using this fight to test himself against a different style of combat athlete, then Rico Verhoeven is not just facing a champion. He is facing a fighter who is constantly evolving and thinking ahead of everyone else.
His own little space, and I can see how the monetization vehicle of this works. But Usyk wouldn't be doing this unless there's a reason for it. There must be a motivation behind it. It must be some form of derivative as to what happened between the various disciplines crossing over within Ghana.
Tony Bellew makes the stakes crystal clear and explains just how massive an upset this would be if Rico Verhoeven wins. Even with limited boxing experience, Rico is stepping into a fight against an undefeated, undisputed champion at his absolute peak. That is what makes Chisora's prediction so controversial. Because while some believe in the shock factor, others see Oleksandr Usyk as untouchable at this level due to his timing, footwork, and elite ring control.
Rico Verhoeven is to defeat Oleksandr Usyk. It will be the greatest victory in boxing history. Yes, it's the second professional fight on paper, but this is a guy whose second professional fight is against the undisputed unified former cruiserweight champion of the world, the current undisputed unified heavyweight champion of the world. He's undefeated. Nobody has been able to touch this guy. It's peak Oleksandr Usyk. He's just defeated a man who's 20 stone and 6'9" in Tyson Fury twice. He's just defeated a record machine in Daniel Dubois who was on the run of his life. This isn't a guy who's washed up having a comeback fight against somebody. This is a guy in his peak and in his prime. Put that into perspective. If Rico Verhoeven is to do this, it's off the Richter scale. This is bigger than Buster Douglas knocking out Mike Tyson. That's how big this is. This would be the greatest shock in boxing history.
Liam Goff strongly criticizes the entire matchup and calls it a gimmick fight, questioning the legitimacy of Rico Verhoeven stepping straight into a world title level opportunity. From his perspective, Oleksandr Usyk is risking too much against someone with very limited boxing experience. But supporters of Usyk argue this is exactly what makes him special. He is not avoiding challenges, he is embracing them. And when Usyk takes fights like this, it usually ends with him proving why he is considered the most complete heavyweight in modern boxing.
You know, Rico wanted the fight, Usyk wanted it. They said both ultimate fighting men, aren't they? So fights like this are not going to be hard to make.
Liam Goff strongly criticizes the entire matchup and calls it a gimmick fight, questioning the legitimacy of Rico Verhoeven stepping straight into a world title level opportunity. From his perspective, Oleksandr Usyk is risking too much against someone with very limited boxing experience. But supporters of Usyk argue this is exactly what makes him special. He is not avoiding challenges, he is embracing them. And when Usyk takes fights like this, it usually ends with him proving why he is considered the most complete heavyweight in modern boxing.
Kickboxer for a long time, and not really done much in boxing at all to definitely to warrant a shot at Oleksandr Usyk when there's a queue so big. And
Indeed.
You know what I mean? And that's the most important thing. The people who are sitting waiting for their shot in line are going to be fuming over this. Some would say, to counter their argument, Usyk's probably earned the right to have an easier one.
Simon Jordan suggests there is more strategy behind this fight than people realize. He believes Oleksandr Usyk would not agree to something this big without a clear reason or motivation. That adds another layer of intrigue to the whole situation. While Derek Chisora focuses on predictions and bold claims, Usyk seems focused on legacy and opportunity. If Usyk is using this fight to test himself against a different style of combat athlete, then Rico Verhoeven is not just facing a champion. He is facing a fighter who is constantly evolving and thinking ahead of everyone else.